So I wanted to show you guys this place because I get steel out of here and I take it to John Deere. And I was telling you guys about how John Deere literally builds their shit, tractors and shit from scratch. See this steel? Literally build shit like this out of this steel. I'm gonna take this shit to John Deere and they're gonna build backhoe or whatever they're gonna build out of it, skid steer, anything like that. And again, the Smoky Dope, he ends up being the star of the show, as per usual. Look at him. Oh! Okay, what you doing, bud? What's up? Over here actually has treats for the dogs. But yeah, he get back. I want to show you guys this stuff. So I'm gonna put this chain, 3 chains on each stack, and then I got a tar bit. So this is what it looks like coming in. This is the operator here. He's a good guy. He's the one that gave Smokey the dog treat. Not sure how much this one pays. I think it pays around $1,000 go 300 something miles. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Pay for the fuel that I just used on the last these two trips, so it'll work. I'm gonna put a little bit in my pocket. All right, that's it for the equipment. I'll show you guys it after I get done tarping it. Show you my tarping skills. The guy's name's Kurt, and he didn't want to be in it, so I'm gonna be nice and kind. This is a privately owned facility. This isn't a public place, so if it was public, he wouldn't really have a choice. You guys seen his backside. That's about his best to get it, but it's a private facility, and honestly, I respect the man and his not wanting to be on there. So I wasn't gonna put his face on YouTube if he didn't want it. But Kurt, if you're watching this, you're awesome, man. Thanks for getting me loaded and being a cordial gentleman. I wanted to show you guys kind of how I did this, my process and my way of thinking about it. So I pull in and I think, okay, first things first, I get the material, all right? Then I get out all the chains and I hang the chains here, 6 of them, because I know I'm gonna need 6 chains for that. I take the binders, I throw them up here. Everything's already out, all I gotta do is walk over there and grab them. Then I mark out my spot, right? I said, I'm gonna hook here in this pocket, toss the chain over, I'm gonna hook about here in the middle, toss the chain over. And I'm gonna stretch this one out and angle a little bit, toss the chain over. Because I want to pinch the front down a little bit more than the back. That's just what I'm thinking. So I like to slam on my brakes. It's kind of more bound up in the front. I'm not really gonna take off hard enough for this shit to want to slide back. Then my thought process on this one is center them out a little bit more, right? So I'm gonna go here, up and over, tie them in this pocket on the other side of the trailer here. So it's gonna be here, it's gonna kind of run at another angle over here, it's gonna tie in the pocket over there. And then this one, same thing. So here, it's gonna be a tie into the pocket on the other side, right here. So here's the binder, here's the pocket. So it's gonna be at an angle kind of that way. So pocket, chain, binder here, chain over. On the other side, chain's gonna wrap around here. I'll show you guys what I mean. In the front, right? So binder, kind of at an angle this way. Binder here. Now let me show you on the other side. All right, so you see, that's how I kind of wrap the chain around here, like that. Boom, and mind you guys, this chain, it might as well be a solid piece of steel, you know? That's how hard and tight these things get. You see how it's kind of pinched more on the front side of these sheets because I don't want it to move forward if I have to hit the brakes, in case I have to hit the brakes. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did over here. Binder is gonna be here on the other side, chain's gonna hook here. All right, that's how I chain these things down. I'll show you how I'm gonna tarp it, because I gotta protect the edges, otherwise I tear my tarp up. And I gotta stop the tarp from blowing in the wind. And put this pushing. Huge fucking place. Pretty badass. When I first started hauling this stuff, I was using these. See, they go out of here like that to protect the steel's edge. Because when you bind these chains down real tight, that chain leaves some fucking indentations in the steel. Well, come to find out that these things are templates. So they get punched out, and the edge, about a ½ inch or something, never gets used. It just gets recycled, and then yeah, it just gets shipped out to be recycled. So they don't ever use it. Fuck. They don't ever use it. I'll get that later. Just another little tidbit I'd throw in there. I want to show you guys. Sometimes it's all, see how straight that is? Well, sometimes it's all wound up. It looks like an all jumbled mess. When you go to tighten, it just rolls on itself. So it's easier when you make sure the chain is nice and straight like that, and then tighten it down. Plus, take pride in your work. Make it look nice, you know? I mean, at least I do. I want my stuff to all look as nice as I possibly can. Not for anybody else, but myself. You know? That's what I'm talking about, look. Tighten it down. If the chain was all twisted and shit, it would, like, it's still kind of twisted, but not too bad, you know? And if it was twisted, it would want to roll over on itself, and I'd lose a bunch of thread here. So that's what I mean. Now, what I want to do for the chain, you got all this slack. I just kind of hook it here, and I'll wrap it around itself. Yeah, I got this. This tarp's gonna go over it. You bound in with bungees right here anyway. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's not gonna come out of it. That's what I do with the extra chain. See, now don't that look nice? I think it looks nice. Now you see, I put the blanket on there like that, and there's extra blanket. So you see there's two, pretty much like putting 2 blankets on there. So you might as well fold it in half if you can, just to get that extra protection. Because these edges are super sharp. Let me show you. I mean, look at that. So you put your tarp on without any blankets of protection, your tarp's going to be shredded. I mean, look at corners around this. So you got corners here on this side, corners there, and then back there, you know. You definitely want to protect your tarp in this situation. Put the butter on the bread, you use canvas. And all canvas does, just to add an extra bit of protection. So once you put the canvas on there, the blankets ain't gonna move, and the canvas just adds that little extra touch. But I think mainly, personally, I think it's mainly so the blankets don't move underneath the tarp. Because the wind does get underneath the tarp a little bit. The canvas helps put the weight down on them, they ain't gonna fly it out. You can start to see it come along. So look, you see? And I just make sure it's even on both sides like that, you know? It's starting to look good already. It's kind of a picture of tarp on. Once you get the tarp on, whew, looks sexy, man. I take pride in that shit. So I always try to leave a little extra on the back, not the front. So the front, I try to bring right up here, stuff the blanket under there, and then the tarp, I'll leave a little extra on the tarp on the front. That way, when I tarp it up, I can shove it under there, try to help from keeping the wind out from underneath there. See, and if you roll the tarp up right, all you gotta do is grab one of these corners like this, and then you can just stretch it out. Whole thing, real easy. But these tarps are heavy as fuck, you know. So like, don't roll them out right, they won't stretch out right, you know. That makes it real easy. Now I'm gonna just unfold it and get the bungee. So that tarp laid out. You see how that? See this? That's where I'm gonna bungee to, as I possibly can get it. Even on either side. Now the other side's the same way. It's got the same hangover. Maybe a little bit different, but nothing that's gonna be super consequential. And when I'm done with it, it's gonna look super. You see the bungees? I'm gonna roll this up as tight as I can. Put a bungee in the corner. Go around the other side, do the same thing. Roll it up as tight as I can and put a bungee on that corner. Now I got 2 corners held, so it ain't gonna move. Then I'll come down here and I'll do the same thing. Then I'm gonna have this middle overhang and I'm gonna try and roll that up. But I'll get it all nice and tight as I go along. Take pride in this shit, man. I honestly hated tarping when I first started doing it. Now, I kind of like it. It's kind of like, I take pride in it. So let me show you how I did this. So I made an even line, but you see, I pull. Once I get the front nice and tight, where it ain't gonna be able to be pulled, I pull the tarp back like this, and I tighten it up, so it ain't gonna go anywhere. And then after I pull the tarp nice and tight, come out here the back. Sometimes I can get away with doing it with these bungees, but I'll bunch this up, and then I'll ratchet. Look at this. Looks fucking good. So like, don't you want your shit to look that good? I sure do. Like you see, I pull it off. Like you see right here? Like you see right here? How this ain't tarp ain't underneath the bungee like that. You want the tarp to be under the bungee like that. Every one. And then you pull it, and it looks fucking sick. But I pull it like that because, I don't know, it tightens it up. And when I did those 100-foot wing from Alcoa, Arconic, with Russell Smith, he showed me how to tarp twice. Never tarped before in my life, and that's what I learned from him. Wise man. Another thing I wanted to show you guys real quick is this. That flat sheet steel I hauled was like this. And these biggies from me over here, they're flattening it out and cutting it. So it was like this right here. They somehow, right there, you see that? That hooks them. That's a hook. Yeah. And then picks them out, sets them up in this machine so they can cut it. Pretty badass shit, man. This is again why I like truck driving. What other job can you see so much and experience so much in life? Not very much. Some of the wisest men I know are old school truck drivers who paid attention. Anyway, guys, this was Feralloy in Portage, Indiana, out at Portage. Anyway, life happens for you guys. Love you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.